Let's get busy.
Podcast time. Jake Badger, Eddie Bobbitt in the house. Jake,
What up?
Jake, it's like I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a while. It used to be like every other week thing.
I could set my watch to a Jake Badger sighting. I mean, now there's more UFO sightings and reports nationally than a Jake Badger sighting.
No, I've been really busy and just kind of been a hermit crab as far as getting out into the scene. I've been working a lot and spending time with my baby, both of them.
Some job changes as well.
Some job changes.
We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
Eddie, it's always good to see you.
I appreciate you always having us, man.
You and your cause. We are here to talk the 6th annual Country for the Kids. 6th annual.
Number 6.
That's hard to believe.
It is hard to believe. We say that every year, and every year it gets a little harder. Like damn, 6 years. It's nuts.
6 years.
This one's a little different, though, because this one's on this side of the river.
Yeah, we're switching it up. So
we'll
bringing it to Baxter's this year.
On it's July 28th.
July 28th is Sunday.
This Sunday. I'll have this up and available for everyone to check out prior to Sunday, prior tomorrow. But, real quick, what was the rhyme and reason to come over here?
Well, I'll just say that
Tax
there
breaks.
There was some movement around Wix. The guy that I worked with for years left, and I've been thinking about trying a new venue. Wix was really good to us for the past 5 years, and
the setup was good.
Yeah, just trying to switch it up, and of course Baxter's they've always been good to me. A lot of family over here, and just switching it up and giving a new place to try. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, we can't go across the river because it's so damn far." But now they don't have an excuse not to come out because we're in Louisville. Who knows? Next year it might be back across the river. We'll see.
Yeah, what Jake's not mentioning, this is all politically driven.
Exactly.
The reason that
Trump administration,
not Trump administration per se, but
Don called me.
The issue of the Sherman possibly closing, and that we're protesting that, and we moved the site here.
Is that right? Is it really?
Yeah, they're talking about they're going to have a public hearing in the next couple of days.
Really? Wow.
They're talking about 1-lane closures and then.
Are they doing something with the? You mean like totally?
Yeah, I'm not making this up. They're really going to do this.
They basically have to remodel the Sherman Midden. And it's gonna suck.
And it has nothing to do with making everybody go across the paid toll bridge. It has nothing to do with that.
Zero.
But
this is complete irony.
Yeah, but we're doing the switch as a political protest.
After they jacked up the toll price. Thanks for everyone who listening.
That's a pain in the ass. But it is going to be here the 28th, 6th annual. Once again, lots of cool bands. Good bands highlighted by your band, right, Jake?
Yeah, I'm looking at the list now, and we only have, besides us, of course, one repeat. The rest of them are new to the Country for the Kids world. So the lineup this year, my band Revival is headlining. This will be our 2nd year doing it. And it's pretty much a new band from last year. We got a whole new lineup, and
that's another conversation.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But
I always like talking the lineup.
But this lineup is
pretty good.
Is great. Like, it's been awesome. We've had a really good time. We just got back from Iowa. I was out there a couple of weeks ago, opening up for Sawyer Brown, and had an absolute blast, and really gave us a lot of momentum, and we're more eager to play than ever. And we got something else coming up we'll talk about here in a little bit, and I'll give you an exclusive on that. But as far as the rest of the lineup, we got Josh Bogard in the Dirty South.
The whole band?
Full band. Timmy Dunn, who's a Kentucky boy. I'm not sure exactly where he's from. I think it's somewhere in central Kentucky. He's played up here a little bit. He's a good following. He's been all over the place. We got the Swerve.
Which is a new band.
Brand new. They just it's funny because they rehearse right across the hall from us. So we've known. Are
you rehearsing at the
Louisville Music Studio? Yeah. So that's Katie Mack, who was actually here at Baxter tonight. O'Reilly. There's a ton of talent.
Joey Goldsmith, right?
Goldsmith's in that group. A lot of monsters in that lineup, and I think their official debut is next Thursday at. I think it's next Thursday at 4th Street. But you'll get a sneak peek of them this Sunday. And then we have my buddy Doug Pinson on, which if you love country and 90s country, I mean, that's him.
That old school.
He is
whiskey
the old school.
drinking.
Yeah. He's got a lot of good stuff. And that dude plays like 19 shows a day. So.
He does.
I don't see how his voice
and,
on that.
and he shows us all of them on Facebook, too.
All of them, Facebook Live, 24/7.
He should have his own channel, 24/7. But, so that's it with the band. Is Dustin calling? Did you mention Dustin?
Dustin was on the bill,
Okay.
but he dropped off, and so did Kevin Jaggers.
Okay.
They had other commitments that came up, and unfortunately, they won't be with us. But we still got a good lineup, and
Very good.
And looking forward to it.
$10 at the door.
$10 at the door.
Kids.
Kids 12 and under are free, all ages, which is not normal for Baxter's, but they pulled some strings to make that happen, so we appreciate that. Family friendly, so bring the whole fam out, and we'll have event T-shirts for sale for $15, and Travis Sands with Huey Designs and 502 Apparel did another phenomenal job on them this year, and I think they'll be every year they get a little more comfortable, which after the last couple of years is hard to believe, but
Very hard to believe.
they are the shit.
That's cool.
And this year they're red and white, so we got U of L colors for all the Cards fans out there.
Okay.
Let's see, Sierra rolls her eyes. Maybe next year we'll do crimson.
Yes.
L's down for.
Crimson and green.
You also have auctions, and you're taking donations and stuff.
Yeah, we're taking donations. Like I said, there's a cover at the door, but if you wish to cut Camp Quality a check or make a cash donation, of course, we'll take those. We have some sponsors that pledged quite a bit of money this year to get us off the ground. I'll just go through them real quick. Derby Parrot Heads, which this is their 3rd or 4th year. The Orange Clover, which this is number 3 or 4.
3 or 4, but they're supporters of Camp Quality Kentuckiana year round. They are phenomenal in giving back to the community.
Sewer Insurance Group, and Chad's been with us for 5 years now. I didn't have any sponsors the first year because it was just kind of hey, let's draw this out on a napkin and throw a show together. But yeah, Chad's been with us ever since, and we really appreciate him. The FOP Lee Deitch Memorial, this is their 3rd or 4th year on with us. Sons of the American Legion, same for them. Q103, 4 years, and not only have they supported me, now I work there, so that's cool. As I said, Huey Designs, 502 Apparel, and
is that illegal?
What's that? It started before that, so it's grandfathered in.
Yeah.
Also, Oakland Bookkeeping and Tax Services, a new company that's with us this year. We really appreciate them coming out. And United Dynamics, this is their 2nd year with us. So a lot of returning sponsors, which we always appreciate. And Baxter's supplying us with the venue and the good eats and great sound system, and Rob Baker and all them will be here Sunday. So
let's not forget about our promotional partner, Shooting from the Lip. Always here to help us out.
Of course. I got your back always. Real quick, for people who are not familiar with Camp Quality Kentuckiana, though they should, if they're loyal followers of the show, they should be familiar with you. But if I gained a few here and there, what is Camp Quality Kentuckiana?
Yeah, so Camp Quality Kentuckiana, the reason that we have this event is we are a year-round support program and summer camp for local children dealing with cancer. And when Jake and I started this event, it started off as a random Facebook conversation. I reached out to Jake and said, "Hey, man, I'm doing some fundraising for this organization at the time, and know that you're in the music scene. Can you help us out? Maybe figure out a way that we can put a show together." and he did it and did most of the work for it.
But y'all have history, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go baby.
Bulldog Nation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Get
You are the alumni.
Get that in for you guys.
Absolutely. So, but 6 years ago when this thing started, we had about 58 families that we were working with, and this year we have 98 that were at the camp. And our year-round support program and summer camp are completely free for the kids and for the families. We just want to be a resource for them, give them an opportunity to bond, give these kids an opportunity to get away from the crap that they've had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
No one should have to go through that, let alone kids. And unfortunately, we have about 500 kids statistically that are diagnosed with this disease in Indiana, Kentucky per year, which is alarming. But until there's a cure, there's can't. So we try to do what we can to provide these kids an opportunity just to be kids again.
Not to steal the thunder over this event, but you just had the poker.
Right.
Real quick, give us the final numbers and how all that goes.
Yeah, so the Camp Quality Poker Run, we had a terrible, terrible week with the forecast. I mean, it was going to rain, doom and gloom. I mean, there for a brief moment, we were even considering if we were going to have the event because it was going to be doom and gloom. But this generous community rallied, and last year we had 584 bikes. This year we had 70. So that was a scary morning when seeing the.
Are you really?
We had 70 bikes.
I did not know.
Almost 600 the year before.
The weather?
The weather, it was supposed to be torrential downpours. Yeah. I mean, it was going to be a flood of biblical proportions was going to hit us. It was so doom and gloom, it was absurd. And then turns out it sprinkled here and there. Mm-hmm. And then right around about 3 o'clock, there was a good little shower. But after that,
rumor has it once that ark in Kentucky sued over the water damages, the rain.
Maybe.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, but so with 70 bikes, we still did the auction. We still rallied, and we're still getting some checks and still trying to get the final numbers. But we're going to be right around $80,000 raised. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's events like the Poker Run, it's events like Country for the Kids that we're able to help more and more kids. Mm-hmm. And what is not known by a lot of people is that we are now being advertised in Indianapolis, we're being advertised in Cincinnati, because both of those cities have tremendous support for the pediatric oncology patients and their families. So now, like Camp Quality Kentuckiana, we're able to serve more families, but that wouldn't be possible without events like this, in this community that we're in supporting our cause.
Well, the proceeds from this event, is it doing something different, or it just kind of goes into...
Yeah, I mean, 100% of the proceeds is going to Camp Quality Kentuckiana. Haven't had a chance to talk to Jake, but my teens want to go.
Busy.
Yeah, right. My teens want to go on a teen retreat this fall. So Country for the Kids may be sponsoring a teen retreat this fall. But it's all going to programming for these kids. The Super Bowl, if you will, is the week of camp for these kids. But we do Bats games. We do a night with Blue FC. We do teen retreats. We do an event over at Bluegrass Indoor Karting for the kids. So we race. Where Jake and I.
We won that.
Shake and bake.
Jake and what?
Shake and bake.
Oh, shake.
We actually raced.
That was a blast.
Yeah. So it's just providing these opportunities for these kids and these families to bond and creating opportunities for these kids just to be kids again.
Well, Jake, to your credit, a lot of the events and benefits and stuff that happen in this town, your name has routinely been attached to it.
I don't know. I always like giving back, especially if it's like the kids. Like the first time I went up to Camp Quality and just hung out with the kids. I mean, just
that's a game changer.
Once you get bit, man, you can't shake it. And the same way, we've had benefits for fellow musicians or their kids or something like that. I mean, it's just you do your part. I think anybody would. There's a lot of people in the scene that if I was down on my luck or health or something, they'd be there to do the same for me. So I'm really fortunate to have that opportunity and to be able to do this for 6 years and to look at guys like Craig and his team at the Poker Run and see what they would put up over 100,000
last year.
I mean that's what I want to be. That's what I'm striving for. Like those guys, put in so much work to it, and I mean they got it down pat. And to see what that goes to, I actually got to go to camp this year
Yeah, let's talk about that. So Jake's never going to give himself credit, so I'll do it. All right. So Saturday before camp, Megan's Mountain Foundation is a big supporter of Camp Quality Kentuckiana. For those who don't know Megan's Mountain Foundation, they help anybody who's dealing with cancer. And Megan Steinberg
Where is this located?
It's here. And Megan was a former companion and was diagnosed, and she spent her entire fight helping others. So they had a big fundraiser on the Saturday night before camp for their foundation. So I go, and they had a talent show at their benefit. One of our campers walks up, and I had brief interactions with him at camp, but he's usually a quiet kid, and he walks up to a drum set. And I was like, what is happening? Like, this is Charlie? And all of a sudden, the opening drum beat and the riff of My Hero by Foo Fighters comes on. And the kid murders it. And the entire time, I'm like, didn't expect this personality, right? So then Sunday we leave for camp. And I walk up to Charlie, and I'm like, dude, you killed it last night. He was like, thanks. And I was like, you're going to perform at our talent show? Because every year we have a talent show at our summer camp. And he's like, oh, well, I can't. I don't have a drum set. So get to camp. It's crazy. You know, we're trying to put on an incredible week for the kids. And I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. I texted him, and I said, dude, this is the last minute. This is the situation. This kid killed it on the drums. He wants to play My Hero. I told him that I would try to give him a drum set. I didn't promise him anything. Do you have an extra set? Is there anything that we can do? No questions asked. Jake says, I'm there. I'm bringing a kid. And that's a testament to the kind of guy he is and his desire to give back. And next day he shows up. We load the set up. We surprise the kid and kind of put him on the spot because he didn't know he was going to be performing.
Even better.
Yeah. So he didn't have any earplugs in. He could barely hear the song, but he still killed it. And the see the confidence in him when he stepped off that stage, and the rest of the night, that Thursday night and the Friday, the kid talking about, oh, Charlie, you killed it. They're just walking up to him like he was a rock star, which he is. And then at the end of camp every year, we have like a closing video, which is all the images and videos and of the entire week. And it kind of is like a symbolic moment of like our week together. Well, the songs that are played on that video are very important. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there and watching it, and like, of course, it's really powerful video. And the last song, you hear that, and I look over at my photographer. He's like, I had to play My Hero, like, right? And like, you could just hear like the kids like bumping each other, like it's the song Charlie did. That wouldn't have happened without Jake. And that is those are those kind of moments at camp that it's much bigger than a summer camp, right? These moments that we think, he played some drums. Those are confidence boosters.
And to you, that moment is more than drums too.
Oh yeah. I mean, how could I not do that? Like I don't know. I have some kind of feeling of like what that opportunity would mean. Like I'd imagine like, what if I just sitting there like I knew like growing up, like watching people play guitar, like man, I wish there was a drum set here so I could just go up and beat on it. Like I didn't know what the hell I was doing back then, but just to have that opportunity and like when Eddie asked me, I was like, oh dude, I'm there. Like I'll bring my kit.
From last.
No, this was this year's camp. Last month. Yeah, but it was like the Wednesday before Thursday. It's like talent show. Was going to let him know. So they just got sidetracked with camp stuff. So, but he still made it happen.
Yeah, man, it was awesome, and just to see the look on his face, and he got called up there, just started jamming, didn't miss a beat, and I mean that room was full. It's probably what 200 people.
Oh, easy, yeah, because this year we had 96 kids. We had 98 at the start. We finished with 96.
You have all the staff and companions were in there. Like everybody's watching this talent show, and these kids get up and they sing, they dance. I mean, they do all kinds of stuff, and no matter what anybody does, or how good or how not good they are. I don't want to say that, but
how many opportunities for improvement they have.
For improvements.
Yeah.
I mean, how great of a singer you are, or how whatever. Like it didn't matter. Like. Standing ovation, this crowd goes nuts, and like just to see, like just to feel that energy is just something that you have to experience. And
keep in mind, these kids are also kids that are going through an illness.
Right. I mean, it seriously, it's the strongest kids I've ever seen in my life, and once you go up there once, I mean, you're hooked. So.
And for that moment, it's all about that moment.
Yeah, no, it's huge. And not to go on too far, but I shared this story last time that I was on. But I'm anticipating that moment is going to be similar to a moment that a couple years ago where we had a kid who was having a really hard time. He was homesick. He was crying a lot. He was a first-time camper. We were trying to give him an opportunity to do different things, and it just wasn't working. It wasn't clicking. So we're like, all right, let's take him fishing. So we take him down to the pond or the little lake area. And what the campers don't know and the companions don't know is we bait that lake a month out so that as soon as they cast, they're pulling out fish. And we do that. And
spoiler alert.
Yeah, companions. It's not about your necessarily about your fishing prowess, but anyway. So Dawson he casts and he pulls out a bass like that big, like on his first or second one. And then we had the photographers Photoshop it so it looked like that big. And we posted the photo in the corral where every kid, every companion, every nurse walked by.
You didn't Photoshop the hands, though.
No. It was just like a little kid,
like,
and the fish was like the size of his body.
Okay.
But the confidence in that kid just went through the roof. He went from, I'm crying, I don't want to be here, I want to go home, to I run this place.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember, like, this is why camp's so important. And from this moment on, like, when I see that kid, he's got this swag about him. And I'm not saying that, like, that fish is the reason, but that moment was something. And we all have those moments in life where, like,
it's a life-changing.
Yeah.
Because with kids are very impressionable, too.
Yeah.
And especially if they wow themselves, you give them that opportunity. What you do with the camps.
You look at what they go through, and, I mean, a lot of them, their life's hanging on the line. I mean, they're going through treatments, they're in and out of hospitals. And like with Charlie, for that 2 minutes and 30 seconds, he was up there playing that song like on cloud nine. And for that 2 minutes and 30 seconds, everything else kind of disappears. And you're up there, on the stage just owning it.
Did you actually get to see it?
Oh, yeah. I was there,
yeah.
And it was awesome, right? And, of course, being on stage, there ain't nothing like it. So to give somebody else that experience and in front of a big crowd, and then once he got done, the crowd went nuts. I mean, that's a high.
Is he?
14.
14.
Yeah.
So he probably figured out, too, playing an instrument on stage, the audience, chicks out there, chicks dig the music.
Hey.
Can I get a name
Sure.
in?
Well, hearing what we'll say that the 16th annual Country for the Kids, when Charlie's the new director and taking over,
Hey.
maybe he'll talk about the moment that Jake gave him those sticks. And he killed it, man. He killed it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Which 16 years from now?
I'll still be doing it.
You're
Even if I'm not
will your
playing.
little one be like 18 by then? How did she do?
Lyric will take over, yeah.
She's almost 2.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll be up there. She already wrote her first song. I don't know if you saw that video, but
No, I didn't.
I'll have to show it to you when we get done. But yeah, we thought she was just like,
That child is one of the most entertaining kids that I've seen.
like we don't even turn the TV on at home anymore. We
You
just
don't have
watch
to.
her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she
You
was.
binge watch her.
Yeah.
You should charge people Facebook Live to watch Lyric do things.
All right.
I need to set up like some kind of private account so they can come in.
She is one moment away from going viral.
She'll get the
That's
check
it.
quick on Instagram.
Oh, I know. Like every time that I post a picture of her, I mean it's like 300 likes or something.
I
I'm like, hey, come see my band. Like got 5 people like it.
And one of them's Jerry, your dad.
Yeah, one of them's Dad, one of them's Sierra, the other one's Kevin Hale. But yeah, then I post a picture like, oh, here's my daughter standing doing nothing, and 4,000 likes.
I think Claire likes a lot of those too. Just so, yeah, because she's always buzzing about her too. This Sunday, I have to throw this out. It presents a dilemma for me because I've got something going on too. But
Right.
I am going to be here early part of the day and just check it out.
Yeah,
Get
man.
the feel.
It's gonna be a good time, and
And it goes till it starts at 12.
starts at 12. It'll be
Till-
wrapped up probably around 5.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah,
I thought it was
those 2
going.
events.
I thought it was
Well, that's because I didn't realize that the other 2
musician?
bands dropped out.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yes,
Okay,
that
so
was giving
We
you
had 2
crap.
bands drop out. We replaced one, and instead it was kind of all last minute. So I was like, instead, because I got to go to the roast for Antonio. He's one of my favorite people and the nicest guys ever. And I'm just glad they didn't overlap, so we're able to do both.
I'm very happy that you all could make it. And we'll talk about that on particular.
My mom will be in town, so she can.
Oh.
Yeah, Mimi.
Yeah,
Mimi coming in. Well, she was here for.
Is she going to babysit, or is she coming to the room?
No, she'll babysit.
Oh, babysit.
She was here for Future for the Kids. Yeah, the year
Well, not last
before.
year, but the year
Where's she
before.
from? Right.
She lives in Florida.
And her and Tara killed the shirt sales and whatever else I needed, which I'm always. Lyric was still in the oven, but they always do a great job of helping me out, and I'm always kind of running around like a chicken with my head cut off that day, plus playing. I think that year I played with. Did I play with 2 bands? I played with Blackbird County and then
Blackbird. That's just the other Asher, isn't it?
Yeah, the old Gary Asher. Or as we call him, Ghost, because nobody's seen
him. Yeah, that's another story. So, cancer, let's talk about that real quick, how it is still a very devastating disease.
It is.
And we just found out about one of our brothers, Pops.
Old Pops.
And I'm at a loss that in this day and age that we've not got it really figured out.
I know, it's crazy.
Depending on conspiracy theorists out there, they really have, but it can hit anybody, and then you got
it doesn't discriminate.
With Steve just finding out, and you've heard this, and it's like, good Lord, and that's very sad.
Yeah, it's really taken a toll on the music scene in the past few years, and the only thing we can do is pray and stand with everybody and
continue doing your all's part to support and give these benefits to with the proceeds to be able to help put these kids in at least a better mindset.
Right. So, I mean, you look at our camp this year, and about a third of those kids were, and our mission is to let kids with cancer be kids again, but our full mission statement, you look at it, we use the word dealing with cancer, and the reason that we say dealing is because even our kids that are survivors, now there's other emotional or psychological issues that they're trying to overcome as well, because nobody should have to go through this again, let alone kids. And unfortunately, we all are connected to this disease. And that's how I got started back in 2005. I was working at a school supply store back in New Albany called KSS, and I helped a lady. She left, and she came back. She's like, you seem like you'd be good with kids. Do you have any experience? I was like, no. And she's like, well, we're Camp Quality, and this is what we do. And I was like, I'm in. Let's do it. And the reason and we all have those moments in life, but the reason that I was so down was I lost my mother when I was 10 years old to the disease. And I remember watching her become a shell of herself, fighting it. And I couldn't imagine at 18, there's kids going through this. And then I went that summer and completely changed my perspective on everything. You're less likely to complain about Riverlink, just as an example, when you know a kid. Riverlink, we're not buddies, do not get me wrong. But you're less likely to complain about Riverlink when you know a kid is going through this. So.
And as for me, I was always affected by it. Like I said, ever since I went to the camp originally. But after having Lyric, just to imagine being in those parents' shoes and watching your kid go through that, it's just something unimaginable. And if I was in that position, I would appreciate people doing stuff.
That's a good point. I was getting ready to say that too. We're acknowledging the benefits or the things that it's helping with the kids, but it's also family too. And tell me something that in 5 years into this, it's progressed every year.
Yeah.
Give me examples. I mean, where are we at now with the 6th annual?
It started, like we said, from
a napkin.
the old napkin sitting at a bar somewhere. But no, it started with a Facebook message, and I mean, honestly, I don't think either one of us, it's kind of a, hey, can you do a show? I think they had a couple sponsors drop out or didn't have them come back or something, and like, hey, we're trying to get back up to this budget or something like that. Like, yeah, I'll see what I can help you do. And I think the first year we raised $1,000, which I was stoked. And then he told me that we were going to send one kid, and I was like, damn it, like one kid, that's it. So that just, made me drive for more. And now that we've hit coming up on the 6-year mark, I think is it over 30? I was
going to say we're around $30,000.
Very cool.
So, I mean, that's 30 kids. I wish it was 300, but
you got to get to 30 before you get to 300.
Right. Yeah. Just to see it grow over the years, and after the first year, we started doing the event T-shirts. And one of the coolest things to me, Eddie sent me a picture. He's like, dude, Country for the Kids T-shirts are everywhere at the camp this year, and there were just people all over the place with different colors from different years.
That's a good point. You do a different color to acknowledge
every year.
Yeah. And every morning I start off with the morning announcements. And there was a couple of the mornings I looked out and it just looked like a Country for the Kids show. I mean, there was the shirts from every year, and that was companions, that was staff, that was campers. Cool. And I was just texting them, I was like, man, like Country for the Kids is like it's everywhere right now. Yeah. And it was just a really cool sight to see how many, and the companions walking up and the staff and the parents, they know when we come back from camp, Country for the Kids is closed. So they're asking, what's Country for the Kids, right? So now that we're in year 6, the ball is continuing to roll, and it's all part of it because of this community.
Yeah, just to have people, asking about, when's the next one coming up, or just have, to have something for those kids and the families to look forward to, and like, oh, what's the shirts going to look like this year? And sometimes I'll just be out, like at the mall or something. I'll see somebody I don't know wearing a Country for the Kids shirt. Right. And that's like, that just makes it all worth it right there.
Sure, absolutely.
Like something about that, like just seeing, like knowing that somebody gave, they spent $15 of their hard-earned money to come out and support these kids.
Great cause, right?
And it's an event that I put together with a great team, and to see it just grow each year, which, I mean, I'm my own worst critic, so.
And every one of your bands have been a part of it, right?
Yeah, Wildwood, Blackbird County, which was another band, and then Revival, and Jericho Woods. So,
they
played it last year, so. And
you want to go on and announce the band you'll be playing with next year? No.
Who knows? But in another, yes, I would play. All jokes aside, everybody jokes on Nickelback. If they called it, But another thing too is like, it's not only the kids and the families and stuff, but like there's a lot of artists who look forward to Country for the Kids, and we've had several artists, repeat and come back. I think this is Bogart's 3rd year. David Whitney's done it a couple times. And I mean, some of the top bands in Louisville have played. I mean, you have Kirby, Juicebox, Caribou. I mean, the list goes on and on. I was going through some of my old notes, like just looking at the bands. Damn, there's been a lot of good bands.
But that's again a testament to people stepping up.
And they all came out and played for free.
Yeah.
And these are guys that don't play for free ever.
and that are not cheap.
And they're not cheap. So just to have them come out and do that and support Camp Quality.
Well, that's also saying something true too. Because you've been a stand-up guy. You've always I've always heard great things about you, and still, even though you're in so many bands, and but that's one reason why I'm always. It's hard to say no to you. Put it that way.
I appreciate it.
Because besides being just a monster musician, your passion for helping a cause has always been there. That's good.
Thank you. And the way that Eddie and his crew over there handle everything, a lot of people don't know that it's more than just a week-long camp. I mean, those guys are at it all the time. Every time I talk to Eddie, he's somewhere with doing something for Country for the Kids, whether it's a fundraiser or talk to him. I called him last week or a couple weeks ago about something, and you were out in
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Yeah, South Dakota started their first ever Camp Quality. So we took some of our kids who may not have the opportunity to do a lot of traveling. And we flew them out to South Dakota so they could see. Yeah,
really.
So that we could see, so they could see Rushmore and give them an opportunity. It was a really cool experience, man, because we took some of our teenagers and they were the leaders of the first ever Camp Quality Black Hills.
That's a good gesture.
Yeah. So it was really cool, but once again, something that would not be possible without events like the poker run and Country for the Kids and
how many events are you doing here?
How many days are there?
Yeah, I mean if you did total events, I mean we're probably in the 30s, upper 30s or 40s, because I mean we even do like monthly meals on the unit. We take catered meal.
So, there's only 52 weeks in a year, so and I know how.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, we do these meals that we take to the unit for two reasons. One, hospital food sucks. Two, the families that are on that unit, we want to make sure that they know that they've got a 200-person family that's here for them, and that can rally behind.
Hospital food and River Lake.
Yeah,
it's like
two of my bugaboos. My third beef is Rod Stewart, and that was because 2 years ago, Country for the Kids, Rod Stewart planned his show on the same day for Country for the Kids, and he should have known better.
Yeah, we were booked first. Yeah,
and
that asshole booked the Yum Center
after the
a month out.
Yeah,
it's Rod Stewart.
So
and people are like, we're gonna go to Rod Stewart.
We're gonna go to Rod Stewart.
Or what was that? I'm going to probably get in trouble saying this. Was it you when it was supposed to be like a Nickelback? Something about Nickelback being a part of an event, and Claire really thought Nickelback was a part of it.
I think it might have been this event. It might have been Country for the Kids.
I think it was Country for the Kids.
And Claire's
third annual.
They got Nickelback. I'm like,
I think we put up a post like, and we threw a Nickelback in the lineup to see if anybody would catch it, and Claire was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, she was impressed.
Country for the Kids really stepping up their game this year.
I mean, it is Jake Beck. Who says no to Jake Beck? Not Nickelback.
But yeah, Eddie and them, man, they literally 24/7. I feel like it's always something that they're doing supporting this cause. And like I said, they don't just prepare the week before camp and they run through camp and then pack it up until next year. I mean, it's all year long.
This is your job, right?
I mean, it feels like it sometimes. Yeah. I mean, this is my 14th year part of this organization.
Oh, he's got a day job beside this.
Yeah. Work with high school students, and then I teach over at the University of Louisville. But camps,
But you own it, though. That's what I'm saying. You own the work.
Yeah, I mean, but it takes a full team. I mean, our team's loaded, and even down to the nursing staff that we have. Not many people know that we bring 7 nurses from Northern Children's Hospital with us to camp.
Really? I didn't.
Yeah. So we get a grant to cover their salaries so that they can come and then they don't have to worry about missing a week of work, and then they can be there for the kids. And that brings a tremendous amount of comfort for the families because they know that these nurses have already worked with their kids, and our kids are comfortable because they know the nurses. So
there's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the camp? Where y'all do it at?
Oh, Country Lake Retreat.
Country Lake Retreat. It was just
beautiful.
It's
phenomenal.
Yeah. I would love to.
It's
get out
awesome.
there.
It's not like they're out there pitching tents and just singing around the campfire. I mean,
Ross and his team. It looks like a golf course in some areas.
In the building that they have, that they do the talent show and stuff in, which you said was a newer building. It was different from when I was there a couple years ago. I mean, it's just big screens and PA and a stage.
Yeah. This year we actually...
Oh, man, it's super nice, and it's just a great place for the kids.
Yeah, this year, to get the kids really hyped up for camp, when we got there, we introduced our staff like professional wrestlers. So we're like, and now, here comes your medical director. And they came out to Black Sabbath, and the kids went nuts. Like, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, Ross and his team and their facilities, they're unreal. And the Country Lake staff, they don't get enough credit for when we get there they turn over the campground
Yeah.
and they say, look, we're here for the kids, whatever you all need, and they accommodate and make it possible.
Very cool. Share with everyone Camp Quality Kentuckiana's website, social media.
Yeah. So campqualityusa.org/KI is our website. You can go on there and get all the information. And then on Facebook, we're Camp Quality Kentuckiana. On Instagram, we're Camp Quality Kentucky, Camp Quality KI. And then Twitter is Camp Quality Kentuckiana. So follow us, learn about what we're doing in the community, and please, the most important thing, you don't have to donate anything. You don't have to just share, because the more that we share, the more likes, the more families that we can reach.
But on the website, there is a means to.
There is. If you have the means to make a donation, we would love the support. It's all going to these kids. But the more that we share is the more opportunities that we can get out there. And there's a family that's going through this that don't know about us that we can help.
Very good point. Jake, real quick, and deviate from this event. You got some life-changing event for you. Congratulations on the new job, by the way.
Thank you.
And musically, give me real quick as we're winding down. You got some projects coming up?
So Revival. My main group now is getting ready to drop a single Friday.
That is just
it's different from probably what you would maybe not totally different from what you would expect from us, but it's a lot different from our first single that we put out. The first one was like a rockin' southern rock song. This is kind of a ballad.
Another John Hager classic.
It's a sequel to Bieber's Baby, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
And it's a little more sad than that song, but I think it's one of the best things that we've ever put together. Of course, John Hager's writing is second to none in my opinion. I'm a little biased because we've been working together for
I'm a
10
huge
years.
fan.
But just the stuff that we've been able to accomplish, with me and him, with Wildwood, and now with this group, and then now we have Allison Bray and Eric McEwen and Justin Holmberg in there, and as well as Lance Martin, which nobody really knows him around here. I stumbled across him last year. My buddy Derek Allen from Cincinnati called me the night before Thanksgiving Eve and said his drummer got a stomach bug and he needed somebody to fill in. And he's like, hey, I'm going to send you 4 hours of music. Can you do it? And I was like, what the hell? So I went up there and ended up being a great time. But I met Lance, and he plays pedal steel and banjo and anything else with a damn string on it.
Yeah.
And we really hit it off. And dude's super talented.
It's a different dynamic to them.
Absolutely. It adds so much. And it really shines in this song. So I'm excited for everybody to see that, and everybody down here to.
And you're playing. You guys are playing at the St. Matthews.
Yeah, so we'll be at the St. Matthews Street Fest. We play at 3:00, which is an afternoon slot, which will be fun. Hopefully it's not as high as it was last year. Last year was a scorcher. And then after that, we're playing at Derby City Gaming that night. So the first time we've been there.
Oh, you got a double
whammy, which is the St. Matthews Fest is only like 45-minute set, so it'll just be.
And there's also something lined up for October. We won't talk about that now, but that's still happening, right?
Yes, my 31st birthday. My birthday happens every year on the 19th, and we're excited about
the other thing, too.
The Harvest Homecoming. He's talking about the Harvest Homecoming.
That, too.
Halloween.
Yeah.
There's some other stuff.
Several things going on.
There's some stuff in the works that we'll be launching here pretty soon. Should be pretty fun. As for Revival, we're in Chicago in a couple weeks, and we'll do another run up there. And we're in the studio recording some more tunes, so looking forward to that. And, which the last couple weeks have been kind of crazy as far as my life goes, because I'm switching jobs and everything, and trying to get ready for country for the kids, and it's just it's been hectic. Being a dad.
Being a good dad.
And thanks to my lovely fiance / baby mama. She makes all that a lot easier on me. My boo thing.
All right. The 6th annual Country for the Kids is this Sunday, July 28th. It's from noon till about 5.
Yes.
Name the bands real quick again.
The Swerve, Doug Pinson, Josh Bogard, Timmy Dunn, and Revival.
$10 at the door. Kids 12 and under free. It is family friendly here at Baxter's, now 42 in the Highlands. Parting words.
Come out and get you a shirt. Enjoy some music. Baxter's has great food. They got some drinks. Family friendly. Q103 is stepping in again this year. Don't know I know I'm going to have some tickets, but I don't know exactly what it's for yet. We'll know that tomorrow. They're going to be out here all day. Really appreciate those guys again. Like I said, 4th year they're coming out. Come out, hang out with us. Lots of great acts, great people. Come hang, support these kids. It's a really good way to give back. And if you can't make it out, Country for the Kids actually has its own Facebook now. You can message us on there or find myself or Eddie Bobbitt. We'll point you in the right direction if you want to make a donation to the camp.
Very cool.
Yeah, just thank you again for always supporting us, Kevin. Thanks to all of our sponsors who continue to make this event possible and help us continue to grow this event so that we can provide more opportunities for these kids and for these families to bond and to get through this chapter of their life. Come out Sunday and support these bands, support local music, support a local nonprofit, and let's have a good time on Sunday.
I'll see you guys Sunday.
Thanks again.
Thanks, guys.